Afraid of the dark. Intro is not yet.
I'm nervous. Jesus Christ. So how do we get? Okay, so. Oh well, it's all good.
We're live!
Are we on there? Okay.
We're live. We're making a habit of this.
Sweet. Okay, so you talk for a minute, and I'm like not prepared. Hang on a second. What's new?
Really?
I'm never prepared.
Really?
I mean, come on. How long have you been around me here?
Hey there, guys. What's up? I'm so glad that...
There's an echo.
Huh?
What is that echo? I hear an echo. Are you like...
You're probably hearing stuff over the headphones.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's... You won't hear that once you put your headphones in a minute.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Just ignore me for a minute.
Yes, I'm so glad that you guys have joined us tonight, and I'm very excited for the show again. I'm trying to get some levels adjusted here because, as usual, I'm way too aggressive with the sound. Deaf guy problems. So, I have to have the stupid little thing down at the bottom of the computer screen bouncing way up into the red, you know, to tell me that it's probably blowing out other people's eardrums.
So in other words, like if it's really hard for you to hear, it's probably normal for...
Probably.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
yes, anyway, welcome to Darkness Live.
Yes, welcome. Episode number...
3.
3. 1, 2, 3.
I just noticed we both do 3 the same way.
I know, that's weird. I never noticed that before. I was actually just thinking, like, when you count, you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
When you are counting with your hand.
Right.
It's weird because you did 3 at the back 3 fingers. That's what I always do, but...
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Never mind us. We're just kind of, chatting.
Being us.
Yeah. So,
I give up. I can't.
do us a favor right now before we get too deep into this. I want you to hit the like button and subscribe. Follow our Facebook page, Darkness Live, and...
Oh, yes, do, because what else do you have to look forward to on Monday nights?
Right.
I mean,
It's not like we're going to be competing with any major sporting events or anything, but...
I know, right?
I will.
Right? It's okay. Even if we were competing with sporting events, other than probably Jason and his Packers team, I'm not sure who else.
Well, it's going to be Monday Night Football in general when football season hits, but oh well.
That's okay.
That's
okay.
Doesn't bother me any. Anyway, yes, like I was saying, hit the like button and share this video.
I can't find it. I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
You got to go to the page.
Okay. I'm inept.
There. It's right there.
Oh, is it right
Make sure you turn your sound down.
I will. Because like last time we couldn't see. I'm trying to get to be able to see if anybody's typing anything going on my phone because last week.
Once you get off the Wi-Fi, so we're not bogging stuff down.
Okay. Hey, David. last week we didn't see any of the feed, like the people typing stuff.
Yeah.
So I apologize that we didn't respond to anybody, but we didn't. Oh yeah, we didn't see.
Yeah.
Now it's echoing. We'll get our shit together one of these
Eventually.
days. By
Eventually.
what episode? What's our goal by episode 7 maybe?
Oh God, I hope before then.
I'm talking about my own personal goal.
I mean, I know you're new to this, but I've been doing this for
right.
all grand total off and on for about 4 years, 3-4 years. So, but yes, anyway, follow our Facebook page. Like and share this video. You're only going to get to see about 10 to 15 minutes of this if you're watching from Facebook. So I suggest you head on over to our webpage, because that's where the full video will show up, and there's a website address in the video description. So if you're on YouTube already, that's fine, because that's what everyone else sees anyway. So, but you should go in and like and subscribe to our YouTube. I keep pointing over here. I need to point at the camera.
I keep staring at the
You
laptop.
need to go in and subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you can hit the notification bell and get notified whenever we go live about anything.
It'll pretty much be every Monday at 7:30.
Yeah.
Our time.
Well, yeah, it will, but then we're gonna have
Jason is watching.
Hey, Jason.
I was just talking about you a minute ago. I was saying how that I think that I don't remember what I said exactly.
The whole Monday night thing and competing with Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I don't think we're gonna win over his football team.
I wouldn't expect to, but that's all good. I get it. So anyway. We have, it should be a fun talk tonight. We have a guest, who is a good friend of ours, by the name of Kristie Bradford coming on. We'll get her on the phone here in a little bit when we,
there she is, isn't she pretty?
Well, they're not seeing that.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, damn. Okay.
No.
Well,
they're seeing everything that's on the right side of the screen.
Okay. Well, what I thought you guys were seeing is a picture of her that we can see on the laptop, but I didn't realize. Website is being rather disagreeable. Hey, Yanni. She got on there.
All right.
She's amazing too, by the way. I wish we lived closer to her and her husband.
Right.
Yeah. You meet some awesome people when you go to the fairs and start to get into the metaphysical community and / paranormal community.
Right.
But yeah, she's amazing. Just saying.
Yeah,
I wish they lived closer, because I think their little boy and Lennon would really have a good time together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too. Do any of you guys have any questions? Kelly's watching too.
Said the website's being disagreeable.
Yes. Why is this not staying on? Why is it going away?
I don't know.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep the thread here and it's being cantankerous. I don't know. That's okay. We'll make it work. But yes,
YouTube
Kristie,
refused to connect? Really?
Well, then maybe we'll just stay on...
Yeah, maybe we'll just stay on Facebook, instead of disconnecting it tonight, and I'll look at the website a little closer and see if there are problems that I need to work on. I apologize for that. So, yeah, we'll just plan on doing that then.
You know, I got my way, the law of attraction, because when you were talking earlier today about how you were going to switch it from Facebook to YouTube, literally I thought, oh God, I wish we could just stay on Facebook. Sorry, I got my way. Oh goodness. But yeah, so I'm not sure if Kelly is still watching right now, maybe, but she's amazing, and I love her to death. I want you to meet her eventually sometime. That would be awesome.
Okay.
She's amazing. She has this beautiful sleeve tattoo. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. If I ever get a sleeve tattoo, I don't think I would be able to do it. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I could handle like the back side of the arm, and I don't know if I could handle it. But she has a beautiful, beautiful sleeve tattoo.
Cool.
I'm not sure if she has more than that, but just
Right.
from what I've seen,
Right.
her art is amazing.
All right. Well, cool. So, well, I guess if that's where we're at, we might as well go ahead and get Kristie on the phone.
Yay! Yes, let's get Kristie on here.
All right.
I am not understanding why this is not.
I don't know.
So what I'm doing, I keep looking down. I'm looking at my phone and I'm trying to keep the thread. If anybody types anything, so I can see it and acknowledge it this episode. But for some reason, it keeps like going away. Okay. All right, Kristie. Is she calling us or are you calling her?
I'll call her.
Oh, so I should probably put the headphone in so I can hear her?
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yep.
I wish I could hear her, Oh, dear. All right. Alrighty.
What?
I can just do one. That'll work. Whoa. That sounds crazy.
Why is there an echo?
I don't know.
I don't get that. That's gonna drive me nuts. I have to do something about that.
Bear with us for a minute, guys. Hey, if you have to go to the restroom, go to the restroom now. Take a minute. Take a break. Go get some ice chips
the monitor's
or something.
off. Is your volumes all the way down?
I have no idea. Okay, so while we're waiting for you to get this figured out with the echo thing, I'm not sure if anybody hears an echo like we do, but it's kind of crazy. I apologize.
Okay, maybe that's got it fixed. Okay.
There.
Sorry about this, guys. I really do usually have it together a little better than this, but
it's Mercury retrograde. It's still on
effect,
right?
Yeah.
Gosh. I'm ready for that to be over.
Yeah, we still got about a week or so left of that mess.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's got it. So, all right, I will go ahead and get Kristie on the phone here.
So, in a nutshell, Kristie is a fabulous person. She's a paranormal enthusiast, as I would like to put it. I think she likes to... she's pretty open to the idea of metaphysical realm of things, spiritual realm of things. She's just all around just an amazing person, and I really wanted her to come on as one of our guests.
Right.
Well, I'm sure you did too, though.
Well, yeah.
So,
of course.
But yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here goes.
Hey, Becky. Becky's my sister-in-law. I love saying that, Becky.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, you know.
We are doing pretty good.
Kristie, are you on speaker?
Yes, I am. Do you want me to take it off speaker?
I think maybe try taking it off speaker.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
that's better.
Fantastic. Yes.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. It reminded me of like when you go through the drive-through at like a fast food place and it's like a really bad muffled. Yeah. But yes, we can hear you loud and clear. How are you? You're doing good this evening on this Monday night.
Do what?
I said you're doing good this evening on this Monday night.
Of course I am.
Good.
Sitting out here.
Well, first off, thank you so much for being our guest. You're always welcome anytime.
Sweet. I wouldn't have it any other way, honey.
I know. I have to tell you guys something about Kristie. So, literally, her and I, well, and Jeremiah too, he was there as well, but we met at a paranormal investigation. That one was with Lena and our awesome psychic friend. Well, she's not just psychic, but she's amazing. We did a investigation, and Kristie was there, and her and I met, and we just wait. Did we meet at the investigation, or did we meet at that when you did that talk?
It was actually when Jeremiah came up to Leavenworth and came and did
The
when he
talk.
was speaking. Yes,
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
first
Yeah. Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That's right, because you had some pictures on your phone that were pretty wild. And I remember that. Yeah, Jeremiah got up and spoke and talked about well, his stuff he always talks about, his paranormal stuff and all of that. Anyways, yeah, I do remember that now. And you and I just kind of clicked, and I don't know, it was like kindred spirits or something, and we've been like super close ever since then. But the weird part is we haven't actually seen each other in person a lot.
We really haven't. I'm gonna say that we definitely we're destined or something. I don't know. We're
I
synced or something somewhere.
I
You know
know.
me and my everything happens for a reason,
Oh yeah,
and
all
and
this.
everybody
Yep,
comes into our life
all.
for a reason.
Yes, all the synchronicities. I love it. I love it. Um, so do you have anything to say? I can't wait. I want us to meet your husband. I'm hoping one of these times that your husband can come with you to one of the fairs that we do, or investigations or anything like that. That would be awesome.
That would be if I could get him to come,
Right? Maybe we just need to make it our
as
mission.
he tells me, my hocus pocus stuff,
Oh
but
yes. Oh
but it is
yes.
but but it has actually happened to him though as well.
So
And he can't explain it. So it's like
see.
the absolute unknown, and he hates when I tell the story, but but he will but he will definitely look right at you and be like, it happened. And I'm
Oh
not one
wow.
for this kind of stuff.
Right,
Wow.
But
right. So would you say that then he's more skeptical, or is he kind of, so he did experience something?
well, after that Coke can flew out of his hand,
Oh my
and he
god.
and he's even tried to replicate it. He's tried to make it happen. He has played with the Coke cans to try to see, because he was just sitting there making him a drink, and that Coke can just flew out of his hand and hit our
Wow.
kitchen cabinet.
Wow.
And so it's like he, it happened, and I was like, "Did you do that? Don't mess with me." And he said,
Like
and he tells
feeding
me, he
into
goes,
feeding into
"You and
the
your
chaos.
spirits."
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's amazing. I've never had anything fly out of my hand. Now we've had some pretty crazy stuff go on at like where we live. We've had some stuff fly off shelves and open for no reason, and seeing stuff and just crazy stuff like that. But I've never actually have you had anything actually fly
Yeah.
out of your hands?
Yeah. That
Whoa.
the
Wow.
the
I haven't even had that happen to me.
Oh my gosh.
You
I
know,
know. I'm
not
jealous. I'm
me.
jealous.
All I did was seen it.
right.
Wow. Wow.
It's intense. I had a flashlight fly out of my hand at that house in Missouri that I helped Brandon Callahan with,
How
the
much?
one in his first book.
God,
So.
how much energy would there have to be present to physically move a permanent, like an object?
I
I can see, like energy and stuff like that, like manipulating certain things, but a flashlight? Jesus.
or a Coke can or anything
Yeah.
else.
Anything
A
Yeah, well, I
door.
mean,
concrete, yeah.
the Coke can was empty, because he was just making him a drink or whatever.
Right.
And, heard that it's his granddaddy telling him he needs to quit drinking.
Did you ask Lena about that? What
He'd
did
get a
Lena
lot
say?
more.
What did Lena say?
Yeah, Lena, she said that according to granddaddy, he'd get a
Oh
lot more
my
done
gosh.
if he wasn't drinking. And,
Oh my
but,
gosh.
but in reality, that actually did happen to him. Um,
Wow.
when years ago, when his granddaddy actually came out here and told him, back then he used to drink, his beer and
Right.
all of that. But even his granddaddy told him back then that, you know, you'd get a lot more done around here, boy, if you didn't have all these beer cans sitting around.
Oh my goodness.
So, I
Oh my
mean,
goodness.
it's unknown. It's absolutely unknown.
Right.
And you don't know. But all I know is that it happened. And especially for my husband, who doesn't really believe in this, or,
Mm-hmm.
he can't explain it, but he will tell you it happened.
So,
And he didn't do it.
so if you were to compare like Scully and Mulder, he's more of Scully, and you would be like Mulder, right? From the
Do
X Files. So, like, if you were to compare you and your husband, like how Scully and Mulder are in the X Files, you would be more like Mulder, and he would be more like Scully. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh lordy girl, I don't watch TV.
What? What? You've never watched the X Files?
No, I listen to music.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Kristie. Oh, this might be a.
I am,
This might be. I'm just kidding.
but there. I'm trying to think. It was right before we did our ghost hunt at the Eldridge,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever right before we were doing that, there was this paranormal TV show that was coming on, and I found that he had it playing more um, during that time, and he goes, "Here you go, baby, get psyched up, go do, But he
Right.
was actually watching it too.
Okay. Okay. Oh God, Kristie. So, um, oh yeah, no, the X Files. Oh my God, girl, the X Files. It aired from like. When did it start, Jeremiah? Do you?
I don't know.
It ran like a long time. It had
It's been
nine
going for a while.
seasons, and then they brought it. It like ended in I don't know early 2000s, and then they brought it back in 2016. So it was yeah. It
I'm
ran
still
for a
catching up
while.
from I'm still catching up from movies from the 80s.
Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome.
Nope.
That's awesome. Um, so, Kristie, I have to ask, first and foremost, we asked last week when we had our guest on, we asked him this, and Jeremiah, you want to ask her the same thing you asked last
You ask her.
So, Kristie, what was the moment, or what was the experience, or what got you into paranormal? Anything paranormal, like what got you? Was it an experience you had? Was it you just it piqued your curiosity? What?
It actually was from whenever Lena came into my life, and um, you know, after reading and being told what I was told,
Mm-hmm.
there was absolutely no way she could have even known any of that,
Doesn't she
because
just blow your mind? Oh my God.
she does. She
She.
does.
Okay.
And
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
and with the with I guess, as you'd say, that's something that really, really, really hit home with me.
Okay.
And I've gotten a lot of closure from
Awesome.
that. I mean, it's just, and right there, it was like, whoa, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
it
Okay.
that basically. And then we went and did that ghost hunt and at the Eldridge, and I captured pictures, and I was just floored by it.
Wow.
And after that, every time I go somewhere, I get something.
You got a pretty amazing picture in Wilson too, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
one,
Both.
the one of the build, was it the building on Main Street there?
Well, I actually got stuff. I got pictures above the soda shop up in the windows. I got pictures the front door. Well, that was from the first time that I actually went.
Mm-hmm.
I was just outside talking with Lena, and I was just taking pictures, and the woman in the white dress I captured in the front door.
I.
And
Wow.
then this last time that we went, which is, I was so happy that I got to see you guys there as
Right.
well.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
there's and I was just taking pictures because we left our light on in our room,
Mm-hmm.
and there I mean, I can't necessarily state yay or nay,
Mm-hmm.
but Jeremiah, I'll have to send you those pictures and you tell me what you think of them.
Okay.
But,
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
there are, one looks like a dog. Well, in the front of the building, it is like a dog, clear as day, clear as day. And then above our room, there's like a picture of like a man.
Whoa.
And and it was just me and Tina there that day or that
Right.
evening in our room, and she was right down there when I snapped those pictures, and our door
Right.
was locked. So,
Wow.
So
um,
now with that, now that you mentioned that picture of the dog, I have to ask you another question. Have you heard any stories about that place that kind of corroborate that?
actually, I did. I heard somebody talking about there's a little boy that I guess would run down the halls, or no, wait, maybe it's the little girl. I don't
Uh huh.
there, but I think there was a little boy and girl, and supposedly there was a dog. But
Are you?
this dog, I mean, it's
So
Wow.
Leo, and I'll have to next time we have the opportunity, I'll have to see if I can share these pictures with you. But Leo, when one, I think they were Leo and the team were passing through as they were going to maybe another investigation, and they stopped there to make some of the arrangements for the Paracon that we had there,
yeah,
and they he took some pictures of this one bed, and I don't remember exactly the details, but housekeeping was involved with it somehow, and it seems like maybe um, housekeeping had just come out of that room from making the bed, and then there was there were wrinkles in the covers on this bed that looked like paw prints,
Whoa.
like a
you know,
dog.
I think I remember them talking about that.
Yeah, and that
Wow.
like a dog had just walked all the way, and but then there was also some indentions that looked like a child had laid there as well. So,
Right?
and but at the time that that was taken, Leo didn't have any clue about the stories about the dog.
Okay.
And then he turns around and he looks at the back side of the door to that room, and it's scratched up like a dog would do.
Wow.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
so that was really cool.
Hey, real quick, for anybody
Yeah.
who is watching and doesn't know, will you explain to them the location we're talking
Yeah,
about?
it's Midland Railroad Hotel in Wilson, Kansas. It's a little bitty, blink your eye and you'll miss it dot on the map. But the hotel is really cool, and it just has a lot of neat history, and there's a lot of evidence that has been captured there over the years of different hauntings.
Wasn't there a fire?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because I swear to God, when we got off the elevator, Kristie, I think you were with me. I think you and Tina were with me when we got off the elevator and we smelled like something was burning. Do you remember that? That night?
Yes.
Do you remember
Yes.
that? And that was
Yes.
weird because like I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, God, something smells like it's burning.
Hmm.
And you and I think wasn't Tina with us at that point too? Was she with us or was it just me and you at that point?
I think it was just me and you.
But she smelled it, I smelled it, and then I
Wow.
had forgotten. And then when we got back, because we went back up to get the rest of the luggage when we were leaving,
Hmm.
I think, and when we
Yeah, because we were going up to your room
yeah
to get more
yeah
stuff and then to bring it down.
yeah, and then when we got back down, I was like, oh my God, I forgot. Didn't this place catch fire or something? I had heard
Yeah.
something about there was a fire, and I'm telling you, it smelled like something was on fire
Yeah.
up on that
Yep.
next floor.
So, yeah, I've experienced that there before too. So, that's really cool. Yeah, I'd have to. You seem to have a knack and a gift for catching really cool photographs. So you probably want to just stick with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm, I actually empty all my pictures off of my phone and put
Mm-hmm.
them on my computer before I actually, go. So I got enough memory.
Right.
And
There you go.
yeah,
There you go. Yeah, make sure you do that because I learned the hard way about not getting photos transferred or printed anywhere. Because, yeah, when my son was little, I had all the pictures of when he was born and everything on a digital camera. And then before he was, I don't know, 7 months old, I lost the camera. All the pictures were gone.
Oh
oh
my gosh.
no,
Yes. So, yes, always, always back up your photographs somehow, some way, or print them and print them if
Right.
you can. That has nothing to do with paranormal. I'm just saying that, you know.
So, Kristie, what are some of the other interests that you hold in the paranormal type field? So aside from just the ghost investigations and such, I know we've kind of briefly chatted about a few things. What are just briefly some of the other interests that you hold?
it's the main thing is the unknown.
Uh huh.
It's just, I, like I say, where I was at in my life prior to Lena coming into my life,
Mhm.
um, and just in the classes that I've taken with her,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and when you really pay attention to, you know, like, um, like for instance, coincidence and synchronicity. Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It completely has blown my mind through these courses that I have done with her. And it just makes me, I've gotten a lot of closure through
That's good for growth.
through it, and
That's
it
good for
keeps me.
growth. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
um I it's just the fact of I believe there's definitely more than just here than us here in just the physical.
Oh,
um
absolutely. Absolutely.
I you know it's crazy. It's kind of hard to explain, to be honest.
Right.
My husband thinks I'm a nut job.
But
But
you've seen and experienced stuff that you it's like, wait, what? And it really makes you stop and take notice to there's stuff going
yeah,
on that maybe as humans we don't necessarily have a sense for.
Right.
Some of us do. I firmly believe that. Maybe it's the people with the alien blood.
oh yeah,
Right?
the alien DNA.
Alien DNA. Yep, yep, yep. But
Scattered energy.
yes, but seriously, like I really believe that you know some people are kind of like more open to the idea of you know receiving things that are the five senses that we have. Um, is a different level of things. Hey,
the
Nicole. Hi,
awakening the
Nicole.
awakening
Yes,
of it
spiritual
is,
awakening.
and I mean, it just, it happens.
Yeah.
It's happened to me,
Oh yeah.
and it's hard to explain
Do
to
you?
somebody.
It is. It's kind of like childbirth. If you haven't gone through it, it's hard to explain. But if you have, you know exactly. You know exactly
Oh
what
yeah.
they're talking about. But so talking, yeah, spiritual awakening. There's a topic. Okay, so you you've had a spiritual awakening. You feel like.
um
Do you feel like you've had a spiritual awakening?
I've yeah, well, I don't absolutely know 100%, but I feel it.
Okay.
The research that I have done on it,
Right.
it's just, I don't know. And I journal everything,
Oh,
because
that's awesome.
even if there's stuff that pops in my brain, or even understanding dreams, or
Yeah.
just everything happens for a reason, whether we understand it or not. But I really believe that, when you take time and you get to dig deep within yourself, um
Right.
you really, it's like things come to you.
Mhm.
I can't, it's hard to explain.
Well, it's
I
like
don't.
it's like Jeremiah and I. One thing he started making was scrying mirrors for the fairs that we do. And Jeremiah, will you explain what a scrying mirror is?
It works on the same principle as a crystal ball, but it's basically a it it's kind of a, for lack of a better term, a portal into your subconscious where you can connect with spirit and the universe better. But it excuse me, you basically go in it.
You kind of like zone out,
Yeah,
staring at
yeah. You
yourself.
kind of almost go into a trance while you're staring into the mirror, and
But it's not like a normal mirror.
right,
It's like a black
yeah, it's
glass.
but you
thing.
can do the same thing with any reflective surface.
Well, yeah.
It's just those mirrors are kind of special because they were made under a new moon light and
Right.
just um, saged and all that. So
he did. He stayed up. He stayed up till like midnight, getting these scrying mirrors ready and under the new moon. That was awesome.
But yeah, I mean, it's what where were you going with that? Sorry.
The point of that was she was talking about how you really start to look inward
Mm-hmm.
about Kristie, do you think that you can have more than one spiritual awakening, or do you think that it's something that once it happens to you and kind of that door is opened, you can't really go back from it? I don't feel.
I don't think you can go back.
I don't think you can either.
I think it comes to you as as you're called upon. That's
Right. I think that, yeah, it's kind of like once you receive gifts, or when I say gifts, I'm not talking about a physical present, by the way. I'm talking about gifts like if you have spirit guides that you can hear and you can start to like tune into that, or you have the gift of empathy. You realize you're an empath, or you have the gift of you see things, or you can communicate with people that their bodies aren't present, but their spirits are around.
Right.
You can deliver messages, because I'm sorry, Kristie, I'm sure you can, especially with Lena, anybody who is watching this, if you are a skeptic, I would bet a $10 bill. I would, Kristie, wouldn't you put Lena up to anybody who's a skeptic? I mean, seriously.
Oh yeah.
She is.
Oh yeah.
She's amazing, Lena Townsend. But anyways, we talk about her like we're probably gonna talk about her every episode, just because she, first and foremost, was a huge impact on you.
Mm-hmm.
And your paranormal thing, and not just paranormal, but
everything. She's been a mentor of mine for a long time, like going on
decade plus.
10 years,
long time.
10 years probably.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And yeah, Kristie, the first time that I met Lena in person was actually the same time I met you in person. Okay?
Yes, I remember that.
And she did a little mini reading for me. When I say reading, to those of you who aren't familiar with Lena, she does tarot readings. She can read anything. She could probably, if you throw coins, she could read those. When I say read, she can. I don't know how she does it. She just can. She could look into a crystal ball and
just using a visual.
She can.
She
can read over the phone.
Yeah. To connect with spirit, and
she has is it safe to say she's mastered reading people and doing readings for? I think she has.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the first time I met her was the first time I met you. Well, she did just a little mini reading for me. Like I said, first time I met her, I'd talked to her before, but I'd never met her in person and everything. And on my personal Facebook, I really treat it almost like how I used to treat Tumblr, post memes and stuff like that. But I don't really post personal stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And anyways, the stuff that it was just her and I, it was private, just her and I, and she was doing a reading for me, and I just, what she pulled out on the reading for me, I was blown away, because it was stuff that, only a couple people, some of the stuff she was telling me, only a couple people were aware of, but I knew that they wouldn't have said, you know what I mean? And it just, the experiences that we, Jeremiah and I, have had with Lena is just blows my mind. Just the
It,
stuff that she has called out that's going to happen has happened.
Yep.
And
I've got
not,
to
yeah, go ahead.
say that when I first met her, it was, I guess, as you can say, shits and grins. It's kind of like,
Right.
yeah, I'll do a reading, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And when I left there, I was in absolute awe. It's like, what just happened to me, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And then so I went home and I didn't record it that night, because I
Uh-huh.
didn't know what it was all about. But the first thing that came out was um, a very, very, very dear individual in my life that I lost back in 1984. And it's just one of those that I never really talked about it. I
Mm-hmm.
journaled through the years.
Mm-hmm.
My school assignments with writing, I would always do writings with her. Just kind of like just my own, like I was just talking to her, but nobody really realized who I was talking to.
Right.
And when she described her to me, it was like, because I don't even have no pictures. I have no pictures of her whatsoever.
She
And she
knew.
described her to a
She
T.
knew exactly what she looked like.
And I mean, she knew it was a car accident. It's just, it gives me goosebumps right now, even
I
talking about it.
know,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't even know if she's watching right now.
Oh,
she,
really?
if her ears aren't
Well,
burning, I
she knows.
don't know.
And I mean, with that one, it's like, and when I say closure from where I started from the beginning, when I say I got closure, because I was just a little girl when I lost her.
Right.
And, and being the little girl that I was, um, I didn't realize the situation. I won't go into details,
Sure.
or anything,
Sure.
but, um, but for the fact that, um, there was a birthday party and that I had when I was younger, and I do somewhere have pictures of her in that photo album from that birthday party. And it was a barbecue, it was a birthday, and it was like, oh my gosh, because that's the only one that I actually ever remember her at. And I completely forgot about
Wow.
that birthday party or even having pictures. And those pictures have been packed away for
Right.
years,
Right.
years.
Right. She.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there's just, and I've
Yeah.
even tried, never once did I even know her birthday. I didn't even know her last name. I only knew her first name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it had also brought my dad and I closer, where I asked questions and my dad confirmed things, and it's like,
You got
and
that
that was
validation.
a tough one. That was a
Yeah.
tough one to bring up, um, but yeah, even she's just amazing. And just to know that, and I, you know,
Well,
there,
and talk about synchronicities, Kristie.
exactly,
If it wasn't for Lena, you and I probably wouldn't have met.
right,
I mean, really,
exactly,
it just and then hindsight's 2020, and looking back, yeah, because of Lena, we went to that investigation,
Mm-hmm.
and you were
hmm
there, and well, sorry, I keep saying investigation when the talk, the
Yeah.
what was that called, the
I don't remember what she called it, but it was a talk, and then we did a little investigation afterwards. I think
yes,
was that the
yes,
same night? Yeah, that was the same
yeah,
night.
yeah,
So,
but
but yeah,
yeah, yeah, she's amazing. But so you do feel like you've had a spiritual awakening, in your
I
opinion?
do, I
Okay,
do,
and I one of the guys that was watching, I don't know if he's still watching or not, but um, he said each door that opens can be a new spiritual awakening. So, and that could be it. There could be multiple layers of your awakening. So you could have your first spiritual awakening, and then you're purging your baggage and you're growing, and when you get rid of baggage, then that opens you up to be able to receive other
well, okay.
things.
So at this point, we got to get throw in the infamous cheesy onion metaphor,
The
peeling
onion.
back the layers of the onion,
Oh, okay.
one layer at a time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you do. Because, and I do. I think once you start to work through your baggage and heal from your past, because everybody's got baggage. Everybody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I'll be the first to admit that. You do.
Yep.
But, I've got to say, in the past 3 years, I have grown more. Well, obviously, everybody grows as they, get older and have more experience and stuff like that. But in a healthy way, I have grown.
Did we just have an earthquake?
It did not shake in Leavenworth, Kansas.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I was talking with my hands, so I don't think so.
Yeah, this couch that we're sitting on just shook in a weird way, but it felt like the whole floor shook. So
we do have 5 children downstairs.
No, this is true.
So
it could have been a herd of elephants for all that matters. So okay, sorry about that, Kristie. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine.
but yeah, Kristie, I mean, do you think that's the case? Do you think that it's, once you, Dave liked your onion metaphor, by the way. He said, right. Do you think that that's, first and foremost, okay, let me ask this question. What do you think triggers a spiritual awakening? Ooh, that's a good question. What do you, Kristie?
That is a good question.
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think triggers it for people?
Honestly, the only way I can explain it in my own is you don't see it happening. It just happens. And I think the more that you dive in and you research things and you journal and you do, it's kind of like the answers are kind of like in your own writing, and then you go back and it's like, whoa, it's kind of like puzzle pieces that kind of fit for me anyways.
So
I mean,
I love that analogy you just used, because you're talking about the puzzle pieces the different ones start to fit together, and then one day you see this picture.
Yes.
I love that.
I mean, now as far as there's times that I wish that I could see some, but at the same time, I would kind of thankful that I can't. But I have also felt like a presence, like in my basement, which is, and I've told you guys that before.
Yes.
Where I literally felt this cold, and where I was, because I work from home in my basement, no airflow, no nothing. And it's like this cold. I don't, it's hard to explain. It's almost as, how you put a cough drop in your mouth,
that menthol, or you put Vicks vapor on your
yeah, but it was
nose, or just a cold,
yeah,
sensation.
yeah, it was just like right in my face, and it distracted me, to where I was kind of like, okay, I got to focus on work. Can we do this later?
Okay.
Yep. And I even videoed my hair, because I could see my hair blowing. And like I say, there's no airflow down in my basement. And if you could see my dungeon of a basement, you'd understand.
I like how you called it a dungeon.
I couldn't even,
I couldn't even,
yeah, I couldn't even see sunlight, wow. I couldn't see daylight because I was, down there. But in my office space is where I felt a lot of that, and then it makes me feel like I'm completely crazy. Like, okay, I'm not crazy.
Nope, you're not crazy. I promise you're not. If you're crazy, I'm crazy, he's crazy. A lot of people that we interact with.
I might be crazy. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm not wrong about some of this stuff.
It's all a matter of perspective.
No,
it's all a matter of perspective. It's when those events happen to us, or you, or him, or I, you can't help but take notice.
When we first moved into this apartment, Stephanie walked around here for 2 weeks thinking she was absolutely insane because she kept seeing shit out of the corner of her eye. And
And then finally I'm sitting there
and then she caught me. She finally one day caught me glancing at it too when it happened at the same time.
yeah.
And she said, "Did you just see something?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I've been seeing that for about 2 weeks."
No, because I was like, I swear to God I saw something, and then I saw it a second time, and you noticed, and you were like, you just saw something, didn't you? And I was like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know, maybe, because I was like, I didn't want to sound like I was nuts, Kristie, but I felt like I was I felt like I was losing my mind, because I'm like, because I'm sure you've experienced, I'm sure a lot of the people that are watching this have experienced it too. Out of the corner of your eye, you just see a little blip or something, and you can't do a double take because it's gone. And you have to second guess yourself, like, did I really just see something out of the corner of my eye? Or, and then, yes, you did. yes,
Right?
yes, you did. It's, there's no question in my mind about it. But, sorry, I keep getting way off track. So the spiritual awakening thing, so how old, out of curiosity, how old were you when you first felt like, okay, hindsight, when you first started experiencing things that really triggered you to start to become awake to the idea of, there is way more going on than you were raised to believe. I'll put it that way.
Oh, well, I was definitely not raised to believe in this other
Right.
than and for me, it honestly, it's since Lena has been. Now, when I was younger, I've always believed in, my guardian angels. And you know what? Now that it's crazy, it's crazy. How did this just pop in my head? Because actually, when I was a little girl, after my great grandmother passed, um, and I thought that I was either dreaming, but I swore up and down that my grandmother was sitting on the end of my bed.
She probably
I have
was.
I have never seen anything else like that.
Right.
So was I dreaming?
No,
Was
probably
she
not.
really there? You know, but
Oh, that's awesome.
um that feeling that y- it's a feeling like somebody's there for you.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know, maybe even like with one of my angels, and that's the way I look at her. She's my guardian angel, and I know that she's been with me in several situations,
Mm-hmm.
as I was in a situation when I was with my ex-husband, and I about went the same way she did in a car accident.
Something.
And
Oh
I was
wow.
in
Let me guess. Something told you, like, no, don't go, or something came up suddenly, or you second guessed it and didn't go, or.
well, I was in a very abusive relationship back then,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I won't go into full details, but it's one of those things that after we got back to the house, um, and I had turned, and I was not in no state of mind whatsoever to even press the memo button on my answer machine back then, whenever we had the old school
Oh yeah, with the
Mhm.
little
answer machines
cassette,
with the
cassette
tapes.
Right.
tapes. Yep.
Yeah. I was in no state of mind, as I was getting slapped around on the way home.
Oh
I
dear.
was crying. I was, but something made me go and press that memo button. And after I listened to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even remember this part, but I told him, well, I won't say exactly what I said because it involves cuss words, but we'll just say that I looked at him, and when I was listening to this tape after I recorded it, I had told him, "You SOB, you about killed me the way that Mary went."
Whoa.
And I had to take out that tape, and I ended up sending it to my mom for evidence. just because you could hear him slapping me around and,
Wow.
and what I was talking about. I was in no state of mind to be reaching out to her. I
Right.
was in no state of mind to e- to even have her on my mind.
Right.
So it's
You
like
know,
something like just popped in your head, like somebody was there to bring that thought forward or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
happens. That happens a lot. That happens to me a lot. You know,
yeah,
I'll just, especially like, and I've started to try to really pay attention to it. Here's a simple example. Like, if I'm sitting on the bed watching something on Netflix, of course, or whatever, whatever app I have going at the time, and then all of a sudden I'll just be totally watching something, and then, what does that mean?
It means we have 4 minutes.
Oh, that's a suggestion. That's a suggestion. I can talk and talk and talk. I am. Anyways, so, all right, we'll stretch it a little bit. Okay.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know.
So this thing starts promptly about 7:30, but then we'd like to be done at 8:30. But if we're not done, we're not done. I don't like having the structured of we're done at this time. You know what I mean?
okay. I had a
Anyways,
hard time hearing what you're saying. Just this last part, you
sorry.
sounded real muffled.
I said, is that better? Is that better? Maybe. I
Yes.
said I have a hard time with the concept of it ending at exactly 8:30. So if we're not done,
Oh,
we're not done. That's just
well,
saying. Anyway, so like simple example of how something, grandma or whoever it is popping in my brain or a spirit guide or according to Lena, I have a spirit guide that's a young man, like a younger guy, about 20 years old. But she wasn't sure how he was connected to me or anything like that. But there, it makes a lot of sense when she told me that, just because of since I was little, a lot of experiences that I've had in regarding just something I couldn't explain and I've seen since I was little. I don't think I'm the
right.
only one either, but sorry, the simple example of something just popping in your head is when you're in the middle of a show and all of a sudden I just get the thought in my mind like, crap, I need to get up and go check on something. And then sure enough, I listen to my intuition or whatever it is, telling me
That
to do it. And sure enough, it's like, oh shit, Sophie's got something she shouldn't have. Or, oh my God, I forgot to do this. Or, oh, I left this open. Or, oh, there's always a positive outcome
Mm-hmm.
when I actually key in and pay attention to my whatever it is. You want to call it intuition, you want to call it the universe, you want to call it God, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, do this or pay attention or
Right.
or people who get the feeling like something's wrong with somebody they care about. They just have that feeling creep in the back of their mind like, oh, you should call them. Or do you ever have that happen?
I mean, as far as intuition, that's one thing that I always suffered with is believing in myself. And when you really stop and you try practicing, as far as not doubting yourself, and that's always been a big thing for me is
Right.
you know, but when you really start and just when you trust your first instinct,
Mm-hmm.
just go with it. That
Right.
Yep.
that's one thing Lena has always told me, and it has helped me so much. I mean, I'm such a more positive person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I believe that, whatever you put out, you get in return. And I really am.
Sorry, I'm laughing
I
because that sparked a thought of mine. I won't go into.
We
Anyways.
can't talk about that one on the air, though.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, Kristie, go ahead.
but yes, intuition is a big thing. Trusting in, if you get a feeling of something, either just write it down
Mm-hmm.
and keep track of it,
Mm-hmm.
and resort back to that. Date it. You know what?
Yeah.
When you look at the big picture afterwards, puzzle pieces kind of come together. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's just
Well, that analogy of the spiritual awakening being like, well, and Yanni on here, she said that, uh, um, she said, I think asking the right questions begins the awakening, like questioning, like, I'm not sure. Just questioning in general. Like,
Yeah.
well, could there be an afterlife? Do I come back into another body? Do I go to heaven? Do I go to Valhalla? Or whatever you believe.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
start questioning things. Start questioning, like, oh my God, is my even though
Boy,
my
I screwed this one up. How do I make this right? Asking it from an earnest heart,
yeah, yeah,
I
Yep.
mean, anything from with the right timing, from the right perspective, I believe can trigger an awakening.
well, and my point with what Yanni said was that she's on here. She said awakening happens in waves, and I think it happens in waves because I don't think that we are capable of experiencing a total spiritual awakening all at once. I think we'd like lose our mind, or we couldn't handle it. I think it's like
Right.
baby steps. I think that there you like the onion
Hmm.
example.
Yep.
You start to experience little by little, and over time, the little by little pieces come together, and you really start. It really starts to affect your life, and it really starts to people who know you prior to and then after are probably
Um,
like, oh my God, you're not the same person you used to be. I
Right.
can't tell you how many people and how many times I have heard that because, well, I won't talk about all that, but just I had this very pivotal moment, and then after that, it was just different, and it was in a positive way. Yeah, I have bad days, we all do, but overall, this whole awakening thing that I experienced has made, I mean, changed my life for the better. And I think it's always for the better. I think if you're open to it, Kristie, I'm sure that you can agree with that. It's probably,
oh,
you're probably a much,
100%.
oh yeah. Jeremiah, you probably can agree with that as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
What about you? Do you distinctly feel like you've had a spiritual awakening?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're way better at wording things than me. For anybody watching or who does watch this in the future, anybody who doesn't know, when we're talking about a spiritual awakening, sorry, we probably should have elaborated on this like when we started talking about it, but will you explain to anybody watching when we're talking about a spiritual awakening what we're talking about? From your own.
Oh gosh. So I mean, a spiritual awakening can encompass so many things. But genuinely, I think at its base components, it's the um, your internal self getting opened up and exposed and reconnected to the energy of the universe. So the energy can actually come and go and flow, rather than just being bottled up and crimped up under, um, the baggage and the dogma and the just general crap that we tend to carry around.
Right.
I mean, that's my perspective. I don't know if that's anywhere near any kind of an official definition or not, but that's my perspective. I think it'll hold water.
What about you, Kristie? What about you? What? Because spiritual awakening, it can. I mean, it can be. It's pretty ambiguous. What it is to you might not be what it is to me.
Right.
Or I'm sure there is a Google definition. Like there
Right.
probably is if we typed it in Google. But it's yeah. So Kristie, what about you? Like, what is in your experience and your perspective? What does a spiritual awakening mean to you?
I think it's, I got to agree with the energy. You know, the, uh, the positive, the positiveness through meditation, through and how you handle things, how you look at things, um, how it just, I, I'm definitely a different person than what I used to be. Not saying that I was a bad person before, but it, I definitely energies, energies with meditations, and I, I really don't know how to explain it, to be honest.
It's hard to
It
explain,
it
isn't
But
is.
it?
It's
it
it's
is.
When you actually get down to the root of it, what is it? blah
Happiness.
blah.
Yeah, right.
Happiness,
A
serenity.
shift. I think that you've got to include the word shift in there. There's a shift in your thinking, your feeling, your
Paradigm shift.
There is a total paradigm shift.
Level to
Yes.
level.
You know, there's I'll never forget one of the fundamental moments that I really felt like was in the beginning of my shift. We'll call it a shift. How about that? I literally was going through this moment with another person, and I actually paused, thought to myself, I'm really done here, and almost felt like I stepped outside my body, looking at the situation for what it was for the first time in a long time, and thinking, wow, I don't have to do this anymore. You know, it's just, you can be in a situation and you can just totally believe that life only has to be one way, and this is the right way, this is the wrong way. Anything else, you're going to hell or wherever you're going.
Right.
Sorry, I won't get into that right now. But just you believe that. Oh, what did Dave say? Dave say an experience you have that somehow makes you look at life, the universe. Oh, he's explaining spiritual awakening. He says an experience you have that somehow makes you look at life, the universe, all things differently than you did before. Yes, Dave. I love that definition. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
agree.
that. I love that. That pretty much encompasses it. That pretty much encompasses it. But you have this shift, and then once you have that shift, you start to have more shifts, and you really start to, I'm going to say, evolve spiritually. Whatever spiritually means to you.
Right.
What spiritually means to me might not be, Kristie, what it means to you. Jeremiah,
Right.
spiritually, well, I gotta say you and I pretty aligned with
Well,
what we believe spiritually, but that's for another night. That's for another night. But you know what I mean, Kristie? It's like you just, like Nicole just said. She said, like, seeing the situation from a higher self. Finally, I like how she put finally on the end. But you do, and I do. I remember that moment where I literally felt like what is that called? Like I was literally like outside my body, staring at me and the other person, thinking, I don't have to live this way. I deserve better. You know, once you find it in you to want to receive gifts or spirit or guidance from a higher power or the universe energy, whatever you want to call it. What is that word? I always get that word. I always mess up the word. The word that is pretty much like all the paths. We've talked about it.
Egalitarianism.
Egalitarianism.
That's the belief that all benevolent paths lead to the same destination in the end.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's what you were talking about, but.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Anyways, Kristie, but yeah, I think that that's awesome if it's happened for you.
Yeah.
I hope that everybody who's watching this, it happens for them too.
It's more been a very positive path for me and how I handle situations and being self-awareness.
Right. Right.
Self-awareness has a lot to do with it. And
yes. And, there's that lovely little term called, what is it, Jeremiah? That favorite little word, introspection?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard one to swallow.
Yeah.
I think once you start doing that and you start working through baggage is part of your spiritual awakening. I do. I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary to purge old ways, unhealthy coping mechanisms. Yeah, I just think
I agree.
It's
I couldn't agree more.
I hate to say it, but we're gonna have to wrap it up soon.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to thank Kristie. Thank you for coming on. This is great. We need to do this again.
Yes, we do.
No problem. Yes, anytime.
I'm kind of like loving the fact that it's just kind of shooting for the hip, but it would probably be better if we had some sort of with my brain, going 7 different directions. For the viewers' sake, it might be better if we actually had like some kind of an itinerary,
an actual agenda.
An actual
I'm right now.
topic.
I'm just. My entire goal right now is to just get you used to talking to people on camera.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and we're doing good with that so far. So.
That's true.
You're doing great stuff.
Oh
Absolutely
dear.
awesome.
You
You
did
guys,
good. You did good tonight, and thank you so much for being on with us.
no problem. Anytime. Lord knows I've got the gift of gab, that's for
Oh my
sure.
God, so do I. So do
And
I.
especially on a topic that I am all about.
Right, right.
Right? Right?
Likewise, people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
People in my kind of tribe.
Yes. You know, it's funny you said the word tribe because we always refer to us and our kids as our tribe.
Yep.
And even our tribe isn't just us and our kids. It's it's people that are important to us too. They count. They count. You're part of our tribe, Kristie.
Right, right.
we,
Sweet.
I think there's probably a lot of people that are part of our tribe that don't actually realize
Yeah,
they're part
yeah.
of our tribe.
Yep.
So, and in my car, my mother gave Jeremiah and I each a little thing you hang from the mirror, and I noticed I never paid attention to the fact it actually says "Love your tribe."
Yep.
But we have a
Yes, indeed.
very much that mindset when it comes to people we care about. All right, well, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop yakking, and this has been great. And next Monday we'll do it again at 7:30, and I hope everybody tunes in. And hopefully next Monday we'll have a little bit more of a path to follow.
Yeah, we'll
with
be
it.
good. Well, Kristie, first off, rattle out of the box. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, but thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. And yeah, we'll be in touch. We'll set this up again, and I'm sure we'll we'll be seeing you around, of course.
Oh, yes. Of course. Just wish we lived closer.
I know.
Right?
I know. All right, my dear. We love
Yes,
you,
indeed.
and be safe, and we will talk again soon.
Okay.
Have a good
Much
night.
love.
All right,
Good
bye.
vibes. I love y'all.
Love you
Love
Bye-bye.
you too. Bye.
Oh, she was great. Isn't
Yeah,
she wonderful?
that's awesome. That's awesome.
She's just absolutely amazing. I'm so glad she came on. I really felt the need to have her come on, just because last week we had Max and then we had Kristie, and I really feel.
And
comfortable
there'll be a
talking.
lot more
Oh yeah.
faces, familiar and unfamiliar, to come. So
That's true. That's true. Oh, by the way, anybody who is around this weekend, you should come see us in Park City.
yes.
Come see us in Park City. Anybody who's curious what we do, because it's so funny because like Oregon stuff. When I'm at work, I always talk about us going to fairs and stuff like that, and so many people are like, well, "What do you do?
Right.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is it that you do?"
Well, we'll be set up in at the Best Western in Park City on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
What's the name of the? What's
The Alternative and Holistic Fair
Alternative and Holistic Fair?
for Wichita, Kansas, and it starts at doors open at 3:00 on Friday. It runs 3 to 7 on Friday, and Saturday I think is 10 to 8, and Sunday I think is 10 to 5. So yeah, if you're in the Wichita area, or if you're interested in a fun little road trip, come see us.
Yeah.
So there's
That'll be good.
so it's the Best Western in Park City. It's on 53rd Street in North Wichita. And
Will you put a link on the Darkness Live page?
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah, I will.
That might be easier. But yeah, anybody who has questions or wants to talk about certain things, we're pretty.
If you have any
pretty much-
suggestions about a topic for us, or a potential guest or anything like that, shoot us a line.
Oh yeah, because I know Dave's gonna come on, and I think Yanni and Nicole both, if you would be interested, would totally be amazing conversations.
Right.
Because the point of this is to just have conversation with like-minded people, and even not like-minded people. I am
Right.
totally you way more than me are like the king of like, okay, prove me wrong, or you know what, let's have an honest discussion
Right.
about topics we might not agree on.
Yeah.
You might be learning something from a different perspective. I think that's one of the best parts, one of the best aspects of. Aw, we love you too, Yanni. You and your husband. Gosh, her and her husband, we met them at KC Metaphysical Fair, and it was like an instant connection with all of us, and yeah, her and her husband are just amazing people.
Yeah.
Nicole, she's on here too. She's amazing as well. I know that her and I too, we just clicked. Like, anybody who, I feel so blessed to have met all these amazing people.
It probably seems like we say that a lot, but that really doesn't happen a lot. It doesn't happen with just anybody. So,
What doesn't happen with just anybody?
That's just clicking.
Oh, well, yes. that's true. So. That's very true. Hey, Kristie, we are so glad you were on, and thank you so much. And but yes, Dave's another one he's been watching.
Yep.
He's another one that's gonna be coming on, and that's gonna be an intense. I feel like when we have Dave on, Dave Mitchell, he's on here. Well, I don't know if he's still watching, but he was watching, and what he does, and just his energy is amazing. Him and his wife are just all these great people. I just love all these people.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being supportive. And
absolutely, yes.
We will.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and jump off of here for the night, but thank you all so much for watching.
Yes.
Don't forget to like and share and help us get the word out about this thing that we're doing called Darkness Live.
This thing that we're doing called Life.
And, right. And then, I will work on the website issues and see what was going up.
Yes, Nicole,
going,
we are.
Going on with that tonight, so that, it'll...
that we can actually successfully transition over to YouTube versus Facebook eventually. Oh, fun little fact I heard on the radio. This has nothing to do with Darkness Live, and I'll end with this, and I won't say anything else, I don't think. But this was kind of sad to me. So I was listening to the radio because my phone was about to die, so instead of Spotify, I had to listen to the radio. And it was a morning show, and they were talking about, they did a study on grade schoolers, what their number one, like what they want to be when they grow up, answer was. And, I figured, astronaut, which by the way, in China, they said in China, it's still astronaut is the number one answer. But they said that in Europe and in America, the number one answer, you ready for it? Kids want to be YouTubers. Like, that is literally what most children are aspiring to be when they grow up. And I'm like, my God.
Well.
Hope for our next generations. Oh, dearie me. That's scary. Anyways, that has nothing to do with Darkness Live. But I just had to share that.
I mean, it kind of does because we are kind of a YouTube channel, but...
It is the way that it is the way of social media evolving and whatnot. So, okay, yes, you guys have a wonderful week. I hope that Monday nights you can enjoy this with us, and it'll help give you something to look forward to Monday nights rather than just the humdrum of going to work Monday. I actually don't experience that with my job.
Right.
Which is really awesome. I wish everybody could experience enjoying their Mondays. But, all right, folks, you guys have a good night. We love you, and message us if you have any questions or you want to hear us talk about topics. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Like and share the page, and if you happen to find the YouTube channel, I'll post a link to it. I just hate pointing people straight to the YouTube channel right now because we don't have enough subscribers to get the custom domain thing on YouTube. So it's youtube.com followed by about a dozen weird numbers.
And I don't even, I genuinely, I feel like whoever needs to hear what we're talking about will find us. Like, I don't have a goal for the amount of people that watch us. I just think that a lot of the stuff we talk about, people could benefit from.
Yeah.
And that's my personal goal.
Right.
Anybody who needs to have this as an outlet or whatever will find it, So,
but I will post up a link to the YouTube channel, and I'll also post a link to the website so that you can kind of browse around there too, as well as and hopefully I'll have the website issues worked out by next week. So anyway. Cool.
That's
you guys have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you soon.
Yes, be well. Bye.